Hello, Jody. How can you have chocolate while I haven't? I'm guessing you don't have any cavities needing to be filled with tooth. I hope your Sunday has been fun so far. Less stressful. Oh, that explains a lot. Chocolate goes well with stout and whiskey, I guess. Bumbly, hello. You won a cup. I'm guessing that's not a cup of tea you won, but something along the lines of football. No, remember, this is just for funsies, to get my mind off things and do stuff. And maybe to finally finish some things I start. Oh, while I have the professional in the chat, here's this thing here. Includes free 20H painting guide. So a fellow German YouTuber had his set unboxed and there was no painting guide. So I had to look. Yes, I have a painting guide. But it's also just 24 pages, not 28. Something's not right. Oh, if it only were Tuesday. There are things worse in life than being Tuesday. Could be Monday. Like tomorrow. And at some point, somewhere in the future, I may be able to look at the screen and paint at the same time. Like the professionals. So Rumbly, I'm going to regret to ask this. How's your bot war collection coming along? And why does everybody and their child refer to it as bot wars when it's just the singular bot war? As long as you're editing photos just for the painting challenge, you're alright, I think. And can I just emphasize how much of a pain in the ass it is to look at the group and see all your lovely people doing lovely paint jobs and not being able to participate? Until now, Speedpaints work perfectly, as advertised, as the people say. And since the recent Army Painter video has stated again, if you want to paint over them, please use a varnish. I'm guessing they are expected to work like this. And funnily enough, when talking about gluing your bases down in your latest Jerry cannon, Jerry, that was just about an hour after I've had these bases done, and I used IPA directly on the base and then added the water PVA mix. Works fine as well. Rock hard. Yeah, and the worst part about all this is it's in the stars when these things will arrive at the dealership. So who knows when I'll be able to buy it, or at least get it in my grubby little hands. Since the color isn't of no subject on what I've used it on because it gets covered in goblin green anyways, I think I'm not so concerned about that. But that is something I will keep in mind for later usage on different places. Thank God for the opacity of this color. Hide all your mistakes under a thick coat of goblin green. Group photos. Well, whoever would want to make photos of their dinner? I for sure wouldn't. Have a nice one. Keep painting. Going to be an interesting experiment if the first one I painted is dry enough when I finish the last one to get the yellow on it. I'm guessing it's not going to be dry enough. Has the world ended yet? No, it hasn't. Evening, Toros. No, it's not. Not quite. It's a... just in case Tuesday doesn't come, paint a little miniature. While brushing the orcs from last week. If I had any brain matter beige, I'd actually be willing to try dry brushing over non-varnished speed paint just for the sake of seeing what happens. But alas, I don't have any brain matter beige. Yes, I did accept the metals. That's speed paints. And the base, that's Goblin Green. Gobbos, Panzer, you need to up your knowledge of 40k lore. Those are the old Goths. Oh, I fear the other three are still too wet. Do I care? Yeah, it's a bit very bright, but maybe if you could use a grey undercoat, could get it a bit darker. Yeah, people have told so. I haven't had that yet, but then again, Army Painter did a video on how to use their paints, and they also say, yeah, that's the way they are supposed to work, so no big surprise there. And they say if you want to use them again or paint more detail in the classical way you used to do, just cover them in varnish. Give them a clear coat. Remember, kids, always use protection. Did I ever mention that I'm terrible at dry brushing? Yeah, that's the thing, Taurus. These are a completely different beast, and not only price-wise. I think the best way to put it is these are made for people who want to paint minis very quickly without giving it a second thought, so people who want some color on their board gaming miniatures. The Pope says no to what? And why should I give a fuck? Oh, Pete, did you see the thing that they are giving away Baron's War rule sets to clubs? You just need to apply at Footsore. Oh, protection from... yeah. Thank God I'm not a member of any church. We did let you know in Discord and mentioned you, but obviously you didn't see that, so yeah, they found a box of first print runs with some errors in it, but they want to give them away to clubs, so people just need to apply and have them sent to them. Well, that would explain why you didn't see that. It was in the Footsore newsletter I got today. Hello, James. Well, as good as I can see now, I just ruined my dry brushing completely. I said I got good at it. Put paint on, wipe it off, then on the mini, not the other way around, for fuck's sake. I hope you're having a good one today as well. Yeah, Tactic Talks is a good one. But then what are you doing here? Or did you just set yourself a thing that at 8 o'clock you're going to go back on tack? Oh, you can never undo things you put out on the internet, Taurus, you know that. So... can mummy robes be a sufficient replacement for Brain Butter Beige? I guess we will find out in a minute. I'm going to sacrifice one of these orcs to use with a makeup brush. And then dry brush the living bejesus out of it. At some point, I would like to have this dry brushing thing that MS Paint has, just to test out how it works. Bleached bone. Don't think I have bleached bone. I always thought I had, but I don't seem to have. Well. Does it? Maybe yes. I mean, old paints like these. I guess it was still a bit very wet. Still doesn't look too bad. Let's try another one. So this is dry brushed. This is without dry brushing. And I think the metal parts will need something done to them as well. But I'm not sure on what to do. Maybe just a coat of diluted Agrax Earthshade. No, I'm not sure. This is just basically practicing me practicing things I usually don't do as much. Because these aren't gaming pieces, these are basically just test fits. Training, as you will. Let me try to get you a direct comparison. Or maybe this will work better. Not yet. I could hit it with some IPA and try to get it off. But that being said, let's see. We will sacrifice this little one. Let's say what could we use on this one? Blue. I seem to remember there had been orcs in the 40k universe that had been that had some blue skin color. That would be a bit like whatchamacallit. No, a damn movie about the Scots. Braveheart. And may I say how much I appreciate the bloody ball inside these the speed paints. So this will be interesting. Let me see if I can get you a bit closer. So, oh no, Pete, your input is very much appreciated. And to be honest, it would have been a probably something to do, or I should have done. But then again, this is just practice. Painted blue over green, potentially not the biggest test to see if the paint underneath gets reactivated. But it doesn't feel like it is reactivating anything. I think if all we would notice this on the lower chin, there's a large flat area and it does look like it's doing anything. But then again, could be wrong. Yes, this now is the speed paint. And so far they are looking lovely, at least to my eye. What you all call that one? Freedom! If I had a black or a white in this set, I could try and make some checkers. The only thing I have is a dark gray. So they're not very good at creating free hands. Neither am I. Nope, not working for intricate detail work. So this is not the way to use them. Well, that was expected. Let's see if we can use another one. Just give that a bit of a more reddish tint. So this is the Speedpaint Blood Red over a big blob of what was Fire Giant Orange. And it just goes really nice dark red. This is where is it? Sadly it doesn't come across on screen. This is very red. It just shows on camera orangey. Too bad. What do these speed paints feel like when brushing on? To be honest, they feel like paint. I know that's a stupid answer, but you know the normal acrylics, you have the more thick consistency and they feel like they cling to the brushes, while the speed paints, they just suck up into the bristles and then just go off. It's just paint. It's not like you feel the need to direct them to any part of the model. So as Jerry had said in today's XLBS, the model is doing most of the work with the paint. You just need to look where the sculptor may have had some made some borders for your colors. They are all very the same consistency fluently, so they can see this. They all run the same. Not too thick, not too thin. Just about, at least in my mind, the right consistency to paint on anything. Almost a bit disappointed that those sculpts don't have their axes anymore, that the wood handles would have made for some experiment. What I find a bit irritating at times, this is what I just poured in is palette bone. It's a very light color, but in the palette it looks very dark. Which it isn't. Yeah, if they start selling the singles, I'm definitely getting some of the white, black, and potentially I had a third color in mind, but I forgot. I think a darker green, because as Panzer said earlier, the screen that's in the box, the orc skin on white primer, is very vibrant. Not to say it's almost goblin highlight. Maybe I should try this again. They would be better in pots if you are the one that likes to work from pots. I like palettes very much, and yeah, this is just the way I usually paint. And see, this is what happens when they dry. Nothing left but a flake. Palette clean again. So what I now do is the 3 ones I dry brushed, I will redo the orc skin to see if that makes any difference. Besides the green potentially getting darker. The plus side of droppers is you can put them in something to pick out directly, put on your mini. The negative side on pots is you have a very hard time adjusting your mixtures. So, like what Jerry said. I don't know, Panzer. I haven't bothered to look. And I simply don't care, and I won't. Just for the sake of my mental health. I won't go into that room. You can play along. Go forth, be happy, be merry, be nice to each other. I don't care what Mr. America is doing in there. And I apologize for any other Americans that might be decent people, but that one person... Oh god. And I saw your comments, I think it was yesterday? I'm all with you there, Panzer. I don't want him on the show either. So we're good on that. I don't know if the world has gone mad. I feel certainly a bit light in the head. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Somehow, I think it would be time for a cunning plan of Baldric by now. No, I haven't. Because I don't have any contrast paints. Those are a bit too expensive for my taste. I think I need to clean my brush. It starts to get unpointy. No, the medium isn't part of the 10 the starter set. The medium is available only in the big set or as a separate pot, if I remember correctly. So I couldn't test it. But that's one I maybe should get. Though I don't feel the need to thin these down anymore. They are, I wouldn't say runny, but surely not too thick anymore. I feel if you start to thin these down more, this could lead to them being just in ink. But then again, maybe that's the purpose of these. So again, comparison time. Where's my lid? So on the left, 2 coats. On the right, 1 coat. Though the one on the left also had a dry brush with mummy robes. Let's see what happens if I use the pellet bone over the metal that had been dry brushed. How will that turn out? Interesting. I didn't expect that. This is an interesting effect. Yeah, and also the I can't. Yeah, maybe be able to see that the very dark ridge is coming out even darker now. This is a nice effect. So this is one coat of pillared bone over old gun metal. Again, the camera theory doesn't want to pick up the colors the correct way, but almost this time. You've got no sound panzer, then you might want to unmute yourself. See? But then again, sometimes I wish I could shoot myself inside my head. So, yeah. Let's see what happens if I take a different color. Which would you suggest using on a metal, on a metally color? We had pallid bone that was a bit bronzy. Which should I use next? Blue. Blue it is. And since that's also already on the palette, it saves me from mixing up new stuff. Let's see what happens with blue. Oh, this is going to be candy store. Candy colored. This is very candy blue. So why not give orc skin over the metal and add a drop of water. Oh no. Not yet, but I might be tempted to use them as such now you mention that. So 1:1 diluted green paint. Just slobbering it on there. Flicking off some excess. It's an effect for something. Damn you, focus. It's not quite the effect I would have thought it would have, but potentially could be usable as oxidation on bronze. Maybe if I use 2 drops of water and red, see what then happens. Stir them up. So the speed paints seem to go well with water, at least for what I can tell. Let's see what happens. Interesting effect, at least. Peaky Blinders? What is Peaky Blinders? Precious, tell us, what's Peaky Blinders? Ah, I don't believe you, Jerry. Not for a second. Because I chose not to believe. Well, the blinders in our... Is it blinders? The things that go up and down to cover your windows in our bathroom are currently stuck shut because the rope ripped apart. Whatever brommies are. People from Birmingham. It's always fun to see people of one country having a go at each other's subfactions, like us and the Bavarians. Some things are better left unseen. Ignorance can be a bliss. Ooh. Ooh. So this is Fire Giant Orange over Old Gun Metal Silver. And I think this looks very much bronzy. I like this very much. So now the first experiment has dried up. It doesn't look as bronzy anymore. It just looks like some dull gold. The diluted red also has gone down. The blue is still very bluey. So these colors still change a bit when drying. Evening, Toffee. The 1-to-1 dilution of green went well on this shoulder pad. I think I should have gone with a larger dry palette. So I will try. Some Zealot Yellow. Know that those are 2nd edition Goth Orcs from 40k that somebody snipped off the weapons to use as Blood Bowl orcs. And I just thought them to be the perfect thing to experiment on. Because everybody knows these models and usually knows how they look painted. So again, this is what I have on the palette and it looks exactly like on camera. This is yellow. This is Zealot Yellow. Let's see how that looks on metal. This looks even more bronze. Everything's bronze. But just to prove that this is actually yellow, or should be yellow. Well, it's a very orangey yellow. Very orangey yellow. But again, when they dry, they tend to look different. Where's my black? I think if these are dry by tomorrow, I will give them a coat of varnish and then take some close-up pictures. Yeah, there's the mid-tone, and that's not quite, I think. The others are well within range of printing error. Yeah, the yellow is a bit off. So if we just take this and compare it to this, this is closer This is sunburst yellow to what's actually shown. Gray matter beige, toffee, not grey. Gray matter beige. So which one was the one there? Here. Since Jerry will be nagging me about it next week, if I don't try it again, I'll try a freehand with regular paint. So everybody shut up now, nobody sneeze, nobody move. Not too shabby. Ralph. Yeah, I see what you mean by 1 easy and 5 hard steps, Jerry. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm going to do tonight. Super fantastic, great. So what was I going to... Oh, yes. I just wanted to even make more fun of myself than I already did. I'll try some checkers on the back of this one. Oh, I think my skull white is on its last legs. Gary Primer, how are you, sir? Welcome to the show. The sudden, spontaneous hobby stream to get our minds off things and be relaxed without any distractions. Unless suddenly something very horrible happens, like me getting to bed or something. Well, I'm always expecting the Spanish Inquisition to get in here, so that's why I'm safe from them. At least that's my theory. And nobody can prove me wrong. I did say these are all just test models, but let me just emphasize I'm putting more care and attention to these currently than I've done in any recent miniatures I've done. Aren't wigs in themselves terribly already? Do they need to be special terrible wigs? I know plot is just another way of saying boobies. Just imagine a porn movie where everybody is naked, but has a mandatory major wig in your head. So overall, in conclusion, Speedpaint's not too bad. Having interesting different effects. Especially when painted over metals. So this was yellow. I can't remember what this was. I think this was fiercely orange. Oh, fire giant orange. Excuse me. Why am I always referring to that as fiercely orange, I don't know. So, Great Primal, looking forward to Skatefit 75's version of contrast paints, yeah. I'd really like for someone to do a direct comparison of the base colors of every quick painting color there is. One blue, one red, one yellow, and maybe black and white, just to see how different these things are. But I guess that's something coming. Alright, it's getting late over here in dark, cold Germany. And I think I'll just close up for tonight. And I hope to see you all tomorrow in Discord or Tuesday. Here again. Excuse me. Have fun. I'll be off to bed after I cleanse my brushes thoroughly. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. Bye.